Hello everyone, welcome to JSP Ambience Luxury. My name is Jenny. I am the owner and creator of JSP Ambience Luxury. Today is our segment called The Strength of a Woman, and we're going to be talking about keep your best friends away from your relationship. Keep your best friends away from your man. I had a lady who came to the shop today, who came to my business today. So we're talking and she told me how her best friend ruined her relationship with her husband. She told me, she said her best friend came out of the state to be with them for the weekend. So the best friend stayed in the basement while the husband was upstairs. She went food shopping on that weekend, that Sunday. She said when she came back, she found out that her husband and the woman were sitting down in the living room watching TV together. And she was wondering, okay, why did she leave the basement to come upstairs for them to be watching the TV together? She said she didn't, think so much about it until a week later. Whenever they have a problem, the husband would say, let's call her girlfriend to talk to her about the problem they were having. Every time there was a situation in the house, the husband would always say, let's call your girlfriend and hear what she would say. She said the problem became so much that the girlfriend had to flew to Maryland to solve their problem, to help mediate. She said the relationship wasn't workable, so they decided to go their separate ways. She said 2 years later, guess what? The husband ended up marrying her best friend. The husband ended up marrying the same woman who was coming to cancel them, her best friend. Ladies, keep your best friends away from your men. Keep your best friends away from your husbands, from your boyfriends. If you have any problem, if you have any need, if you really want to talk to somebody, it's good or it's best to get somebody who is way older than you, or somebody who has a husband, or somebody who has a boyfriend, somebody that you guys are on the same echelon, or somebody who you both of you have the same thing, like she has a husband, you have a husband, or she has a boyfriend, you have a boyfriend. That way she will not leave her boyfriend to come take over your boyfriend. But when you have a boyfriend or you have a husband, and you're telling your raggedy ass friend, best friend, who does not have a husband or who does not have a boyfriend about the problem, guess what he did tonight, guess what we're fighting tonight, guess what how the sex was, guess what he did, guess what he said to me, guess what, he didn't bring food home, guess what he did, guess what. That your girlfriend is processing the whole thing in her brain. She's thinking, oh man, if you don't want him, I can handle him. If you don't like him, I can keep him. If you don't want him, I can come, take over. That's what your girlfriend is processing in her head. So if you have a problem, go talk to somebody who is older, somebody who you're looking up to, like a mother. I have some friends who are way older than me. When I have a problem, I call them, I talk to them, because I know that they will advise me like I'm their daughter. They will advise me like I'm their own child. Because some of our friends, they will advise us based on their emotions. Some of them don't have what you have going on for them. They don't have it. So when you tell your girlfriends what is going on in your own home, in your own relationship, you think they're going to be happy, especially if they don't have what you have. They're not going to be happy. So be careful sharing your problems with your girlfriends, sharing your problems with your best friend. Just be very, very careful. I have another story. Before I go on to my next story, we're going to have to take a commercial break, and I will see you right back.
Welcome to the new JSP Ambiance Luxury Candle Collection. These candles are handcrafted with love. Aromatherapy helps create serenity within. Come, smell the aroma.
So I have another story of a lady who she used to date somebody when she was in high school. Now, years went by, she got married. So that her boyfriend in high school called her and said he was coming into the city, if it was okay for them to have lunch. She said yeah, it was okay. So she told her best friend, oh, my former high school sweetheart is coming to town, and she asked if we could have lunch, and I agreed. She's married now, so she went to that lunch. You know what her best friend did? Her best friend went and called her husband, told her husband that your wife is somewhere now having lunch with her former boyfriend. Guess what happened? The husband drove down there, saw them eating. No, it wasn't even as if there was sex or anything. Saw them eating. That was it. That was where they started having problem. Like a year later or so, guess who he started dating? Guess who he ended up marrying? Her best friend, the one that told on her, was the person that the husband ended up marrying. It's not that somebody told me the story. I know who they are. There are some things, there are some secrets that will have to go with you to the grave. I know some people are going to slap me about this. Some people are going to be like, no, Jen, don't talk like this. There are some things that it has to be between you and God. There are some secrets that have to be between you and God. There are some things that you have to take to the grave all by yourself. It's not everything that you're doing that you tell. Sometimes you don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. If you have to do something like that, be very, very careful. Especially if you are married, if you have something going on for you, if you have something beautiful going on for you, and you have raggedy friend who don't have anything going on for her, please keep your relationship secret. I remember years ago, a friend of mine, she was like, we were talking about, our boyfriend as a then, and she was like, can you send me a picture of your boyfriend? Well, that's what I said. When you send me a picture of your husband, I will send a picture of my boyfriend. Why you want to see who my boyfriend is? I was like, she was like, well, nothing. I just want to know who he is. It's none of your business. It's just none of your business. Why should I send picture of my boyfriend to you when I have not asked you to send picture of your husband to me? Another lady, one time she said, oh, where does your boyfriend work? I said, why do you want to know where he works? Oh, Jane, you think I'm going to go take him? I said, I know you're not. I know you're not going to take him. So if somebody has such mentality, if somebody is questioning you like that, imagine when you bring him closer to your relationship, what is going to happen. So ladies, be wise. Just open your eyes. Don't be in the ocean and at the same time be let soap get into your eyes. Just be very, very wise, because with this new generation women, they are like tigers or tigress. They are ready to devour any relationship, especially if you have something good going on for you. If you have an amazing husband, if you have an amazing boyfriend, they are ready to come in and tear you guys apart so they can come and take over your relationship. One of my friends, she told me that this happened like in 1970s. She said she was dating a man, and the man was so nice to her and to her children. She bought a car. It wasn't the man that bought the car for her, but her best friend lived down the street. Her best friend thought that it was the boyfriend that bought the car for her. She said the girlfriend tried everything she could to get the man to sleep with her. And the man went ahead and slept with her. She said she found out that the man started dating her. And now she thought that the man was going to buy her car. The man said, no, I didn't buy her car. She bought her car herself. That was where the relationship broke. So you got to be very, very careful with these ladies. Don't say, oh, she's my best friend. Then you become naive. Be open. Just make sure you're wise. Make sure your eyes are well open. I remember, this is my last story. A lady in Nigeria, my sister-in-law told me about the story. I didn't read it. She told me about the story. So I'm going to, put it together. She said there was a lady who she was married, but she couldn't conceive. So she has a best friend. Her best friend was telling her, her best friend told her that I have a pastor where you can go to. The pastor will pray for you and you will conceive. So she took her to her pastor. And the pastor was, doing some incantation, doing some prayers and all of those. I call them incantation, doing some prayers. So it was amazingly surprised that whenever she's with the pastor, her best friend will be videoing. Not knowing that she was taking the video to her husband, to her best friend's husband. So one day the pastor said that you need to come meet me in the hotel so I can pray for you and have sex with you. She asked the girlfriend said, yeah, it's okay. That's what the pastor does. He prays and he has sex and all of those stuff. Didn't know that her best friend videoed everything and took the whole thing to the husband. And that morning she actually went to the hotel. She said when she arrived at the hotel, she was sitting in her car. She couldn't come out. The Spirit of God was telling her not to get out. She didn't know that her best friend and her husband were in the parking lot waiting for her to get into the hotel. Her own best friend. She said she didn't get out. She went back home. When she got back home, her husband was home. Her husband was telling her, I know everything that happened. I was waiting for you at the parking lot to get out. That would have been the end of our marriage. Because we are looking for a child does not mean, you can go out there and misbehave. This is her best friend. Apparently her best friend is not married. He wants to take her husband away from her. So ladies, be very, very careful. Don't be naive to, oh, she's my best friend. I tell her everything. I tell her everything that is going on in my family. I tell her everything. My boyfriend snores. I tell her. My boyfriend poops. I tell her. My boyfriend sings. I tell her. My boyfriend buy me clothes. I tell her. My boyfriend buy me earrings. My boyfriend. Be very careful. Some things, keep them to yourself. Because some people are jealous of what you got going on for you. Some things you just gotta be, when they ask you what is going on, you say, yeah, I'm happy, I'm grateful, I'm happy. Just brush it. Just brush it. Don't make it too serious. Don't let them know exactly what is going on in your family before they come take over your family. So ladies, be careful with your girlfriends. If I were you, I will keep my man, I will keep my husband, I will keep my family away from my best friend. Especially if your best friend does not have a boyfriend, if your best friend does not have a husband, please keep her away from your relationship because you got good things going on for you. Until we meet again, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share my channel with now you can share my channel with your best friends. And like and subscribe. And also, I have my website, jspambianceluxury.com. We have our candle, we have our soap, we have our hair growth oil and beard oil and age regrowth serum. We have a lot of things going on there. So like and support your girl because I'm trying to make things happen. Don't forget that nobody is going to love you more than you love yourself. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. And also, the Lord is the strength of a woman.